Well, today we will be talking more about what are the competencies required for our engineers to be first enter into the corporate sector, and then how to grow in the corporate sector. So we will go through a small presentation also, but I would request that since you all are well familiar with the requirements of the industry and the different requirements of the different industry, let's more interact on this topic during the session. And I'll also share that what is the latest what the industry is looking for, and one is the looking for at present, and the second is competencies that might be required by them in future. And we all know how the business environment is undergoing a change, and the pace of the change is too fast. So we can discuss that what is likely to happen in the next few years, so that we can prepare our students in that fashion also. So we are talking of competencies expected by the industry from our technical students. Well, let's see what is the scenario today and what is likely to happen tomorrow. We are all aware that the world is going through or passing through the fourth industrial revolution, when we shifted from robotics, automation, computers to internet, networking, communication, data sourcing. And of course, we are talking of robotics. But in the next few years, we are likely to face the fifth industrial revolution. So, and if we are talking of the students in our first year or second year, probably the possibility. So there is a possibility that the fifth industrial revolution will strike us, which is already being used by the developed countries, where there will be more of cyber physical systems, there will be more of the disturbed value chain systems, and to some extent we'll be also moving towards an interaction between the robots and the humans. Presently, when we design a robot, we just design it according to our specific requirements, and the robot is doing the job efficiently. But this, most of the people say, one is not very efficient, and second is that there is no interaction between human and the robot. So the fifth industrial revolution will be talking of integration of human with the robot, and it will be more efficient, more customer oriented, and more flexible systems. So the first year students or the second year students, when they pass out and enter into the industry, they are likely to face fifth industrial revolution also. So we have to prepare them for such a environment, such a business world. If we talk of today, if we are preparing our students, we are talking of fourth industrial revolution, friends, where we are talking of efficient production processes by using robots, by using intelligence, by using all other automatic means. We are also encountering new marketing and business models. And of course, we are talking of a stronger customer centricity. Now, when we look at these three, we find that our systems has to be more efficient. They have to be cost effective. They have to beat the global competition, and they have to satisfy the customers. So this is the scenario which our students are going to face now. 3 years down the line, they might face another aspect of it, and that will be the generative AI you being used in the production systems or AI being used in the business world. And these all want our engineers to be efficient, innovative, and agile. One is certainly the domain part of it. They must have the competency to use their particular domain in which they specializes. But here we are also talking of other skills which are required by the industry today. I'll just give you a small example. Supposing we go to the market to buy a burger and somebody offers us this burger bun, will we be satisfied with it? Will it meet our requirement or not? Certainly, we will like that this burger bun contains something more than the basic bun. And I always try to compare this basic bun with the graduate or the diploma degree that we offer in our institute. But as an employer, I want something more than this, not just a degree in their hands. Well, we go and buy a burger bun which has a small patty and maybe a piece of cheese. It still doesn't satisfy us. We want something more than this. And when we say that he has added a patty or a cheese into it, for a student, this cheese and a patty is a communication skills that that person should have. It should have writing capability, how to participate in a meeting, effective vocabulary. Can he be a public speaker? Does he have a business etiquettes? I'm not saying that all these skills have to be imparted and every student should have these skills. Like when we go for buying a burger, we don't always want a cheese into it. We might want something different. So these skills must be embedded in our students so that they are better than a basic burger bun. But as an employer or as a customer, I'm looking at this type of a burger, which has a salad also, which has some other mayonnaise also. And as an employer, I would like that the students that we hire have some more skills in them. The leadership skills, the creativity, the innovation, networking, motivational skills, some team working, and something more. But again, the emphasis by the employer is not that he requires all these skills for his particular job, but he does require some of them. So if we really have to sell our burger, we need to have different options with us. We need to have something which attracts a customer. Similarly, to attract an employer, our students need to have these skills with them. Now, I'll take back by a few years, say, let's consider when I joined my organization way back in 1980. There was a different type of jobs, there were different type of requirements, there were different type of aspirations for the young engineers. So as the industrial revolutions have been happening in the last few years, There have been job revolutions also. What we call as one was the industrial revolution, then came information revolution, and then came social revolution. Industrial revolution happened till 1992. Till that time, Indian borders were closed, and the engineer was looking for a job which can provide roti, kapda, and makan. The food, the clothing, and an overhead shelter was enough for an engineer. At that time, we used to say that the boss is always right because the job opportunities were less. People never used to change jobs like the students hop today from one job to the other after every 2 years. Working conditions were not good, but we were forced to work whether we were loyal to the organization or not. Then came the information revolution when the Indian borders were opened for MNCs, global competitors. Now, the students who got exposure to MNC, the job was not for survival. Their aspirations got changed. They were pitching for higher pay packets, better working conditions, job opportunities opened up, and the workplace improved. But in 2010, another revolution came in the market scenario, and that we call as a social revolution. When digital media was the informant, there was no knowledge which was hidden. But here, if you see that what is success, which was earlier a salary and a job title, but now for the students, a success is salary is a part of it, job title is a part of it, but does he have work-life balance? Is he working what he wants to do? How is his physical health? How is his mental health? So that is the change which has come up in the last few years because the job opportunities are there for the skilled people. If we are able to skill our students to the level what the industry requires, there is no shortage of jobs. The students are becoming more and more creative, innovative, and they are not only looking after a salary package, they are looking after so many things to be successful in life. So we have to prepare our students in such a way that they are a part of this social revolution. For them, the success is, of course, the financial security, career advancement, personal growth. Are they happy? Are they free to do something of their own? Do they have power, influence, recognition? So if we have to meet the aspirations of the students, we have to prepare them accordingly. But unfortunately, the recruitment models have also changed. When we talk of the competencies which are required for the students to enter into the corporate world, we also have to look after what are the recruitment models which are available today. Does our student meet those requirements as per the new recruitment models, or they are still away from it? Way back in 1980s and 90s, any corporate sector would hire engineers and would give them an intensive training which also required on the job training, soft skill training, and other type of trainings, and it used to be more than 1 year of the training period. And at that time, the results and the output of the work being done was expected after only 8 to 10 months. 8 to 10 months, they were not expected to deliver any results. Then came the second model, where they want that the students should be already trained. When they are trained, we will hire them and then deploy them for the results or on the job work. In some industries, they expect the output between 15 days to 6 months. Some industries feel that on the job training might take some time, so the results might come at a later stage. But the trend today has shifted to contract employment. The industries hire the engineers for a particular period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The contractor through which the hiring is done is supposed to ensure that they are trained enough for the job. On the job training has reduced to 15 days, and they are expected to give results within 1 month. Now, this contract period of 1 year or 2 years, one is it is extendable, or if they find that the student is really suitable, they will shift him from a contract to a regular job. That means for first 2 years, minimum he has to perform as per the requirement of the employer. Only then he gets shifted as a regular employee. So now you can imagine the amount of pressure on a student when he passes out and wants to get into a dream job. One is he should be trained. Second is that he should be able to adapt to the environment of his employer. And third is that a sword is already hanging on his head, that in case he does not perform as per the expectations, the training period can be extended. Now, when we study, and people all over the country say that there is a mismatch, skill mismatch between what the students are coming out of our institutes and what is required by the corporate sector. Well, yes, because of the growing automation, because of the heightened need for the talent, the industry want that the officer hired should give results within 15 days from the technology he has never seen. So I'm not saying that our students will be trained to work on all the type of technologies. No, they may not. But the employer is looking at that, can he modify himself? Can he learn himself to work on those technologies or not? And that is when we say the new age requirements have come up. Now, I've given you a background. Contract working, already trained, to some extent they should know the technology, but ready to adopt or adapt new technologies. So the first thing is, when they want an engineer, the proficiency in the specialized domain he's done his engineering or diploma. If he is a mechanical engineer, is he proficient in mechanical engineering or not? A very small portion of his interview at the time of placement will be on his specialized domain. Then he is expected to be multi-skilling in the related domains. When we say related domains, it can be electronics, it can be IT, it can be electrical, it can be anything which is related to his domain and related to the company he is likely to get employment. So these are the hard skills that we teach them in our institutes. Today, almost all industries are looking for an engineer who knows Python. At least, if not the Python, they want that the engineer should be able to do the analysis of the data which is available. And today, due to digitalization, the data which is available is too large. Even if I'm talking of a production engineer who is to produce a particular component or a particular product, a lot of data will come to him. What was the production? What was the production of an individual? What was the production of a group? What was the production of a complete line? How much was the breakdowns? How much time was lost because of A, B, C, D reasons? Is it a repetitive problem? It's a one-time problem. When was the last one happened? What were the solutions found at that time? Why the solution did not work now? All those things are available in the data. So that means an engineer who is joined even as a production engineer requires analysis of that data. Similarly, whether we are talking of a service industry or we are talking of a manufacturing industry, we are talking of a large scale industry or a medium scale industry, everybody is trying to use robots in its workplace. Supply chain management industry is trying to use robots for picking up of the material and getting it packed, delivery to the customer. Certainly, a production engineer or a manufacturing industry will use robots for manufacturing, for material movement, for any other system associated. So, some knowledge of robotics is also required. Unless and until he is working as an R&D engineer in a robotic factory, he should have some knowledge only of a robotic. I said proficiency in specialized field. Robotics as a part of his knowledge, as it was for multi-skilling of related domains. IT-enabled services is a part of not only a manufacturing industry or a service industry, probably it is a part of every household today. We are talking of supply chain management, where we talk of just in time for the delivery of the material, we talk of zero rejections, we talk of zero delay in procurement of material at the best possible cost, and of course, to some extent, if students know about the blockchain technology. Now, when we talk of an industry today, certainly we are talking of proficiency in specialized fields, we are talking of multi-skilling, we also talk of some exposure to the Python. Data analysis is becoming a must. Knowledge about robotics is some knowledge about robotics is also required. We also want supply chain management systems so that our systems keeps on running as per the customer requirements. Even a production engineer, leave aside a process engineer or an R&D engineer. He has to ensure that his production level keeps on improving and the quality keeps on improving. The second set of requirements, friends, is soft skills. Way back 1980s and 90s, we have never learned about what soft skills are. We used to, probably all of you also, when you have gone to your institutes for your degrees, the maximum emphasis was on hard skills. Last few years, soft skills have also been added to the requirement of the industry. So from a basic one, which we were talking of when we are talking of domain specifics, we have added a tikki or uh, cheese balls or maybe a cheese slice to the burger bun. And that slice is the first requirement in the soft skills for any engineer is passion to learn new. Yesterday also I mentioned that the shelf life of any skill today is not more than 3 years. But is he ready to learn the new skills or not? Is he passionate to learn? Is he a critical thinker? Now, I'll give you a small example, and which we encounter almost on a regular basis. A news comes to us that a young chap of 16 years age driving a scooter bangs into a tree and he is injured. Now, the first reaction is he is underage, that's why this accident has happened. He must be driving fast. He must be listening to a mobile when he was driving, so that's why this accident has happened. And maybe one or two odd more reasons. A critical thinker will think something beyond this. As an automobile engineer, one is that he might think about all these three, four, five reasons which everybody speaks out. Somebody might say, did he know the driving? Did he have the driving license? Has he been meeting with accidents on a regular basis? An automobile engineer might think, did he apply brakes? Did the brake work? Did he got the servicing of his scooter done on time? What was the condition of his brake shoes? That is what we call as critical thinking. And in some cases, the reason of the accident might be that the design of the brake shoe was not proper, and that is why this accident has happened. From an ordinary thinker, the critical thinker has reached this level that it was not the fault of the driver, it was the fault of the R&D engineer which has caused this accident. And once this problem is taken care at the design stage, this type of accidents will not happen again. So we are talking of this type of critical thinkers or problem solvers. We talk of creativity. Yesterday also we discussed about creativity. Today also we say that the person has to be creative. He should be able to manage his people, decision maker, service orientation, flexibility. Now you can imagine the pressure on them, the stress on them during their college times, that one side they have to learn the domain specific things, second side they have to learn the soft skills. And another aspect got added in the last 3 to 4 years is human values. When we talk of corporate governance, friends, we are talking of not deceiving others. Is he able to nurture relationships? Is the officer concerned, are aware of social quotient, emotional quotient, adaptability quotient, in addition to intelligence quotient? Does he understand the intentions of others? Is he working in an inclusiveness way? That means he is taking people along, or he is a solo worker. Is he able to complement the skills of others with your own skills and produce much better results? And that is when I was talking about the salad in the burgers, the chips, the potato chips, the salad, mayonnaise, anything. Yesterday also I discussed about input, output, outcome, and impact. These three type of skills, friends, will give an impact to the industry, to the society, and to the in business environment as a whole. We are not looking at what is his output. We are not looking at the outcome of his curriculum. We are talking of impact of the curriculum. Well, friends, we have always learned survival of the fittest. Well, friends, today we are talking of survival of the most adaptable. A person who doesn't adapt to the new technologies cannot survive. So our students have to learn these things, and we always say learn, unlearn, and relearn. Today's technology, he may have to unlearn and relearn to sustain himself in the market. Now, when we were talking of soft skills, of the human values, we were talking of EQ, SQ, and EQ. Let me explain slightly why it is important for a person to understand these four things. Of course, when we talk of intelligence quotient, everybody is aware that whether he can use his intelligence for the creativity, whether he can use his intelligence for doing something new, and whether he can face challenges and can come out with solutions. But when we talk of social quotient, we are talking of ability to build a network of friends and maintain over a long time. Today we say that the growth of the industry or the growth of the individuals is based on social quotient. Is he able to maintain that network that he has built up? We are also talking of spiritual quotient, the type of stress that he undergoes day in, day out, the stress of giving results, stress of working, stress of finding something new. He has to be A person with a high spiritual quotient, is he aware of the society, surroundings, workplace, peers, subordinates, everybody? Does he help us to interconnect with personal vision with the larger goal of humanity? When we say stress, and we do take some decisions which are either not ethical or not human, is he able to maintain a balance between his decisions and the society? Can he reduce his self intentions? Does he get swayed by the power? So these are all the spiritual quotient which a person should have along with the intelligence quotient. Another quotient, because the stress level we were talking of, the decreasing work-life balance we are talking of, we are talking also of adversity quotient, which says measure of your ability to go through a rough patch in life and come out without losing your mind. When you are under so much of the pressure, there is a possibility that you might commit a mistake or maybe a blunder. Are you able to withstand that pressure at that time or not? So, in this world, IQ, SQ, AQ is as important as you are working within your domain. And the last one, which now everybody is aware of, is emotional quotient. I still recall when I was working with Mahindra Group, because of the production pressures, because of the sales pressure, or maybe because of any other reasons, the employees used to get stressed a lot. And when you are under stress, the voice, when you are discussing something, there are different of views, the voice used to get increased, and some of the seniors would start shouting at juniors because of the non-achievement of some objectives, some goals, something does happen. And there was a lot of uh, uh, discussion at a high tone. And the boss used to always increase his tone just to pressurize the employee. One day, the top management realized that this is leading to a bad blood between the employees. So they said that now onwards, whether the discussion is on the shop floor, in the office, or in the hall, no officer will shout at his junior or a subordinate. People at the same level will always talk in a proper tone and tenor. That was basically to ensure that the emotional quotient of the employees is not low. And that made a lot of change in the working environment of the organization. When we talk of emotional quotient, we don't talk about aptitude, we don't talk about achievements, personality, or interest. We are purely talking about how to relate others with compassion and empathy. Do we have well developed social skills? Are we aware of emotional quotients? When we say that the boss doesn't have to raise the voice, the emotional quotient has to be high, that does not mean that as a junior I have to agree with what the boss says. That is not what the EQ says. It is to understand the views of the others rather than agreeing with others. Understand the views and then take a decision. So the emotional quotient is also playing a very wide and high role in the skills that are required in our students. Now, how to achieve? The point is that how do we or how our students achieve these skills? The first thing is when they get exposed to the industry, when they go for projects or internships. Let them learn what they have to face tomorrow. Domain specific requirements, soft skills, human values. Three combination of these three skills will make them grow in their life. So if we are trying to say that we have taught them enough, we have given them enough knowledge, now they can perform, now they can use the technology, that is not enough for our students. The employer is looking for teamwork, the employer is looking for creativity, the employer is looking for innovations, and the employer is also looking for human values. When I say so, I can understand that how much is the pressure on the faculty members to inculcate these skills in our students. I can understand that, but that is what the market requires today. We cannot annoy our customer, so my emotional quotient has to be high. We cannot annoy our customer because I don't know something about my product. In case there is a problem, how to solve it, what can be the issues, my intelligence quotient has to be high. My adversity quotient has to be high because I'm going to be under pressure from different sources at any given of time. I should not buckle under the pressure. I should know how to handle it. And of course, when I said soft skills, learn, relearn, learn more. The technology that our people are using today may be obsolete after 2 years or 3 years. You can look at the technologies of IT. Few years back, we never knew what Chrome is, what Google is. The email system that was developed earlier in initial stages is no longer available today. We have improved and grown so much. So that is the reason that when we say that the things must change, the skills must be added to the students. An employer is looking at a holistic view, not only on technical but also on soft skills and human values. Today we learned a lot about corporate governance. Can we be unethical? Can we do something illegal? Should we do something unethical? Should not. And when I said inclusiveness, when I said that you should be able to understand the perspective or the reasons of the others, the viewpoints of the others, my basic reason is that I should not consider that what I think is right and what he thinks is wrong. So that type of human values need to be inculcated in our students. Our students must understand their strengths. If a student joins an organization according to the strengths, friends, he will be successful. But if he joins an organization where his weakness pulls him down, he can never grow. So the SWOT analysis of individuals before they decide which organization to join or which sector to join or what type of jobs they would like to do, they must carry out their own SWOT analysis. And if SWOT analysis is done properly, they know their strengths, and based on strength, they can find out the opportunities available in the market. There is no reason that he cannot grow. But along with that, if he knows his weaknesses and what can be threats from his weakness, and it takes care that he doesn't join an organization where weakness predominates his strength, he can be successful. And friends, I always try to relate all these things to these to a small anecdote. Now there are three things which you can see on the screen. One is potato, one is egg, and one is coffee beans. Now a lady puts all these things in three different containers, puts in water in them, and starts heating. The water starts boiling after a few minutes. She switches off the burner once the water starts boiling, and she takes out all these three things. Then she tries to find out what has been the changes. The potato, which was hard, after boiling becomes soft. The egg, which was hard from outside but liquid or a soft from inside, can be peeled off very easily and is harder from inside. And coffee beans, when she removes the cover of the utensil, they spread an aroma in the kitchen. When we relate this with our daily lives of the students, the stress which they undergo is like boiling of water. If they if the potato becomes soft from inside under stress, that means that he becomes malleable. He can be formed in any other situation. He can be, so the hardness in them, the hard life that it used to spend, it becomes too soft for him. Similarly, the egg, but when the boiling water and the beans, they spread the aroma around it. That is what our student should be. that when they come under stress, they should learn a lot out of it, and they should spread their knowledge to others, and that is how they will be recognized and grow in the organizations. So friends, I would like to stop my interaction with you here. I would request now you people, since you are experienced enough and have been interacting with the industry of late, let's share that what more or what less is required by our students, so that uh, they can be developed as an employable engineer uh, in our organizations. Request the participants to please share their views on this. Yeah, Vijay Kumar ji, please go ahead.
सर जैसे जो हमारा कोर्स है उसमें जो है उसके अलावा कुछ शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज भी चलने चाहिए जो कि उनकी स्किल्स को और एनहेंस कर सके और मार्केट की जो रिक्वायरमेंट है उसको भी पूरा कर सके.
Vijay Kumar ji, I 100% agree with you that along with the domain courses, whether mechanical engineering, electrical, or IT engineering, whatever it is, these short-term
हाँ जी.
courses are a must for any institution now. And the national education policy has been encouraging the institutes to undergo this, what we call as the value-added courses, which adds value
Yes sir.
in addition to the regular courses, whether it is soft skill, whether it is human values. And I think that the flexibility lies with the institutes now. The curriculums that Dr.
Yes
Gupta
sir.
works so hard in preparing is flexible enough to introduce these value added courses. If you go through the curriculums that have been prepared by Dr. Gupta in the last few years, you will find that he has left enough gap for the institute to fill in, so that these skills can be imparted to the students. Now we leave it to the institutes to look after the interest of the students in this way, that they can uh, hold these courses at their own level.
It's okay sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, Rajesh ji.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, when you were talking about different questions, that adversity question that I like the most, sir, because that is very important in our life, sir, to face that.
Right.
And one incident I want to tell you that when I was working in Latur, there one private polytechnic was closed due to admission problem.
Mhm.
And three of my friends were working there, and later they become entrepreneurs. So an adversity they have converted into opportunity, sir. So to face the adversity is the most challenging. What I feel, that was very nice point, sir.
Well, you're right, Rajesh ji, absolutely right. So, see, we have to develop this. See, why it has started happening. I'll just share my experience with you. Probably when we were kids, a lot of soft skills trainings and the human values trainings was given to us at our homes. How to talk to the guests, what are the etiquettes we should follow, uh, how we should treat our friends, how we should network with them, why we shouldn't fight with them. All those trainings were given at our homes by our parents or grandparents,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
So, of late now, what has happened is we have shifted from a joint family to a nuclear family.
Clear family. Yes,
So the
sir.
parents, grandparents are not with us. The students are mostly in the hostels.
Yes.
So there is no training which is coming from the parents. So all the responsibility has come down on the institute and the faculty members.
And one more, sir, that from childhood itself, they are becoming addicted to the mobile, sir. So that is also one major problem.
Absolutely right. So we need to take them away from that situation, because the corporate level, when they are working, they won't have the liberty to use social media for 4 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
So we have to take them towards the level which the corporate is looking for. Dvinderji, what are your experiences about the skills which are required?
Sir already said, and there is no new issues for at current time in my mind.
Mhm.
So
Dvinderji, you have been interacting with the industry.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, do you think that uh, the way we are teaching our students, will they be directly employable with them, or we need to do something more?
Sir, there is a gap,
Hmm.
but when we interact with the industry, the gap will be reduced.
Okay, that means that we need to interact with the industry more often.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anybody would like to add? I might have missed one or two skills which might be required, maybe by the IT industry or maybe by somebody else.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
One is AI and Internet of Things.
AI and Internet of Things, yes, because probably AI is becoming a part of our daily routine now. So our students, yes, I agree with you, Vijayji, that the full knowledge about the generative AI is a must.
Sir, I think students should be updated with social networking skills. They
Okay,
should
that is
update
nice.
their profile on LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think Ravinder Gupta ji has struck the right point. That today, when we talk of networking with the national and international colleagues, social media, how to use social media for networking is a must. And if I'm not wrong, most of our students, either they have a very passive LinkedIn profile, or they don't have a LinkedIn profile. That is a very good media of interaction and gaining knowledge. A lot of things we learn through LinkedIn social media network also. Participants, have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.